Okay, please confirm if my screen is visible. Okay, the screen sharing has been started. Okay then. Okay, let's do a small recap, guys. We are discussing about what copy constructors, right? Copy constructors. Constructor, an ordinary constructor is there, and a copy constructor is there. So when you say copy constructor, the very simple answer is, you know what? If you pass the object reference to the constructor, that is called as copy of the constructor. In the layman terms, I can also say that if you are capable to produce the exact copy of the constructor, or else I can say that if we are capable to produce an exact copy of another object, right, we call this as what? A copy constructor. So we can say that the introduction can be like this: copy constructor. So let us take a small example to understand this introduction. We have discussed something yesterday on top of programming part. Okay, today we will see some of the theories, some of the most important theories where you can expect in the interview rooms. Okay, so now let me open my paint screen. Okay, so understand like this. So when I say copy constructor, for example, let us take a small class. So let me take a small picture for the better understanding. So this is the person. Okay, this is the person. Usually a person is going to have the state as well as the behavior, right? So when I say state, just when I say state, it means the properties. I am talking about the properties. What are the two important properties that the person is going to possess? Definitely is going to have an identity, right? Okay, there should be an identity. So name is mandatory. It's an identity. And age. You can have many properties, but these two are the main properties where this person can be identified specifically. Okay, his name can be anything. His name can be, let us take Balaji itself. Okay, and his age can be anything. Let us take 25. Okay, so a person has two properties. One is the name property, second one is the age property. So this has been generated. Let us assume that he is also having a third property, location. Location. Okay, location is Chennai. Okay, these are the properties of this person. So usually these properties will be saved inside the object in Java. So we have an object. All these properties will be stored inside an object because we usually create an object, right? So the reason for creating an object is to store all the properties, right? So name as well as age as well as location. Okay, these are the properties that we got. If I want to generate the exact copy, if I want to clone this, okay, so an object has been created. How the object has been created? Okay, the name of person object, person obj equal to new person. Because of this line, an object has been created. Inside this object, what are the things that it is holding up? Name is one property, location is another property, and age is another property. This is the one thing that we are aware of. But if I want to create the exact copy, I will go for what? Copy constructor. Okay, if I want to create the exact copy, if you want to duplicate this, okay, when I use copy constructor, this duplication will happen behind the scenes. This is the original one. This is what? Original constructor. This is what? Copy constructor, copied one. Okay, for example, let us say that this person, the Balaji, has joined in a new company. Name of the company is ABC. Initially, this person has been identified with Balaji as name, location as Chennai, age as 25. Okay, as soon as he joined the ABC company, the ABC company has duplicated and created a copy. For example, you might be having your Aadhaar card, right? Aadhaar card is original one. What you do usually to protect for the security reasons, you usually carry the duplicate copy of Aadhaar card. Why? Because you are under the impression that the original copy might be stolen, or it can be you can lose that. You would be having that impression, so you take Xerox copies, right? Likewise, the company is going to create a copy of the person when he is joining. After creating a copy of this person, okay, is there any chance? There are high chances that, don't you think that this age will be increased every year? I mean, while joining 25, after 1 year 26, after that 27, after that 20. Every year the age will be manipulated, right? Nature. The same time, name can be same. Name will not get affected, but location can also be manipulated, right? Today he will be in Chennai location. Tomorrow he will be where? He will be in Hyderabad location. Day after tomorrow, Bangalore location. Possibilities are there. Okay, this is the variable thing that keeps updated every year. We cannot even say that these values are going to be fixed. But at the same time, at the time of joining, we have the original copy. At the time of joining, what we have copied the exact information at the time of joining. This is going to remain same, right? If you get a situation like this, if you get a situation like where you want to protect the original identity, okay, in those cases you can use copy constructor. If you like, this is the future thing. Okay, this is changeable, this is variable. We want to look back and see the actual information about the person at the time of joining the company ABC. This is the actual information. You're getting that information, right? So what you do, you create a copy and you do the modification on the original object. Making sense? So by this understanding, can't I say that if for the definition of copy constructor, I can say that it is a special type of constructor that creates an object using another object of the same class. I can say that same Java class. First point, it returns the duplicate copy of an existing object or the original object. That is the purpose of copy constructor. When you use copy constructor, it is going to create a duplicate copy, right? Existing object of the class. So this is the explanation. Yes, it's a special type of constructor that creates an original object using the another one. So now we need to understand, we got to know what is a copy constructor. Now we need to follow some steps to create or implement copy constructors in Java. First you need to do what? You need to define a class. Okay, let us define a class now. Let us focus on each and every step today. Okay, I am defining a class. The name of the class is person itself. Class person. So we are going to create the exact copy of the person object. We'll take the same example. So the name of the class is what? Person. First point is what? Define a class. Create a class from which you want to represent the object. Represent the first point, define a class. Second point is define instance variables. Very simple. Second point is very simple. So we need to define instance variables. So when I say instance variables, it is nothing but the properties of the person. What are the properties of the person? What can be the properties of the person? Okay, so we can, for the time being, I can assume what? 3 properties: name property, location property, age property. If you want, you can assume any number of properties, that's up to you. Okay, these are the basic properties that anyone should care about, right? Name, location and age. basic information, right? So what does the second point says? Define instance variables means define properties or define state. Okay, what is the first property? Integer, sorry, string name. Just I'm defining it. Okay, just I am declaring it. String name. Second one is integer age. Third one is string location. Properties are defined. Okay, define instance variables. It is also called as define properties. I can say that defines, I mean, within the same class, okay, within the same class, define instance variables that take, that is representing the, representing what? Representing the actual data. That you want to manage. Okay. What is the first step? Define a class. Class has been defined. Second step, define instance variables. We have defined 3 instance variables, right? By looking at this, you can say name is there, age is there, location is there. Okay. Third one is, third point, define a constructor. Okay. So we need to define a constructor. So how the constructor can be defined? That's the question, right? Define a constructor for the class that takes an instance of the same class as its arguments. Third point. The constructor will be used to do what? Will be used to create a copy of the object. So now we listen, guys. So I need to define a constructor. Without constructor, there is no point of understanding the copy constructor. So when copy constructor is coming into the picture, firstly I need to define a constructor. How a constructor can be defined? We know that already. Constructor name should be same as the class name. So I am copying this person. Okay. So we have defined a constructor. At the same time, by using the constructor, we need to initialize the instance variables. So these are the instance variables. We know that already, right? So what are the instance variables? We have 3 instance variables. First one is string name. Copy the same thing and paste it here. Second one is what? Integer age. Copy and paste it here. Third one is string location. Copy the thing and paste it here. Through the constructor, with the help of this constructor, we are going to do what? With the help of this constructor, we are going to assign values to this instance variables. Because constructors are used to do what? Constructors are used to initialize instance variables. That is what the constructor is. You use constructor to initialize instance variables. Constructor topic, the basic topic. Okay, and to initialize these variables, and again there is a rule that needs to be followed here. What is that rule? This dot name equal to name, this dot age equal to age, this dot location equal to location. Okay, this constructor is an ordinary constructor, not a copy constructor. This is an ordinary constructor, but I want to define a copy constructor as well. I want to define what? I want to define copy constructor as well. In order to define a copy constructor, okay, the point 4 says, look at this point. After this, You have completed initializing the instance variables. Instance variables. Point 4. Point 4, initialize the instance variables. This can be achieved by passing the values in the constructor by creating an object. Creating an object. Very simple. Okay. So what is it? So we have defined a constructor. So these values of the constructor can be, we can pass the values to this constructor by creating an object. How the object can be created? To create an object, we need what? Main method. Public static void main string array aux string array. Okay. So now I need to pass the variables, right? For that I need to create an object, right? Object is what? Person original equal to new person. Okay, this person constructor, it cannot be an empty. The person constructor cannot be an empty. Why it cannot be empty? We have a constructor which is accepting 3 arguments, because that is how the constructor can be defined. The purpose of constructor is to initialize instance variables. So I have a constructor that is accepting 3 arguments. Okay, let us pass the values. I am passing Ganesh here. Ganesh. Second one is what? Age 20. Third one is location Chennai. Okay. When these values are passed, Ganesh will be stored, assigned to this name variable. 20 will be assigned to this age variable, and Chennai will be assigned to this location variable. And the respective places is going to hold what? Ganesh and 20 and Chennai. Okay, and these values are again assigned to, this will get assigned, transferred to the instance variables. Why this will get transferred to the instance variables? We are using this keyword. When you use this keyword, okay, because if you observe one thing, the variable name are same, right? Here also name, here also it is being name itself, right? Age. Okay, we should be able to differentiate the values. If you are assigning Ganesh, we need to differentiate that this Ganesh has to get assigned to the instance variables. To do the distinction, differentiation, we use this keyword. When you use this dot name, it means this variable will be transferred to instance variables. The moment you use this 20 and the moment you use location Chennai. Right, now you tell me, this is the original person. If you look at the diagram, so we are able to achieve this. We have just achieved this. Person 1, we have just achieved this, right? We have just achieved this. Okay, now if I try to print system.out.println, okay, I want to print original. Now can you tell me what is the output now? If I run this code, if I start executing this code, what is the expected output? I want answers from everyone. Okay, meanwhile, let me change the directory. You got my question, right? If I try to execute this code, what is the output? No. Think better. We have been discussing this constructor topic. Yes, Madhu, we are correct, Madhu. Reference value, we are not overriding this toString method. Object class toString method. So when correct, Chaitanya, good. Whenever you are trying to print the reference variable directly, first you will check if we have defined the toString method. ToString method is not defined, isn't it? What does it mean really? This statement internally will be converted to call toString method. Do we have toString method in the current class? We do not have toString method. So the control will be transferred to object class toString method. What the object class toString method does? It is going to do what? Prefix the class name at the rate symbol, right? Class name is this, and at the rate symbol followed by what? Hexadecimal value. Why are you getting confused always? Let me run this. Java C space person dot compilation successful Java space person. Okay, this is yesterday's. Let me save this once again. Person dot Java. Okay, so let me compile this once again. Java C space person dot Java space person. So we get a reference value, right? ToString method is not found in the current class. So object class ToString method will be executed. So the logic inside that object class ToString method is what? It is going to give the random value, reference value. Got it? Getting this, Darshini, Ganesh, Sveta, you're getting this, I think, no? Right? So now I want to print. So this is just an original constructor, okay? So if I want to print the meaningful output, I need to do what? I need to override the ToString method. I need to create my own ToString method. Public string ToString. Okay. My own ToString method is being created. I will have to return the properties here. This when when we are trying to print the reference variable, the call has to go here. The control has to be transferred here. I need to return a meaningful output. So what is a meaningful output? I need to return name, age, and location. I will write the same thing, name plus a space, age plus a space, location. Okay, name, age, location. Okay, now the output is going to be what? Now you tell me what is output? Ganesh 20 Chennai, yes or no? Ganesh 20 Chennai. This is for person, original person, Ganesh 20 Chennai. Okay, Ganesh age is going to be 20 for the current year. For the 2024, it is going to be 20. 2025, 21. Okay, the age keeps getting incremented by one value, right? Every year, and also this is also not permanent. Okay, depend upon the project. He may be today working in the Chennai location. Tomorrow there are chances that he may work in Hyderabad location. It depends. Okay, what I am going to do, since just assume that Ganesh has joined a company, so these are the details that I have collected from Ganesh. I will create a duplicate copy of this detail firstly. That is what the purpose of what copy constructor. How can I create the duplicate copy of that? Okay, let me remove this. Person one minute, guys. Person copy equal to new person. So I will pass this original reference variable, this reference variable, as a parameter to this object. Very simple. If you do this, a duplicate person will be created. Okay, when you do this, you will get a copied person or you will get a duplicate person. You can achieve this. Okay. Okay, now if I try to run this code, we will get an error. Why we will get an error? The control will identify the exact constructor. Previously it was able to identify this constructor, right? Because this constructor is we are passing 3 values to this constructor, to this specific constructor, Ganesh 20 and Chennai. The equivalent constructor has been already there. We have placed the equivalent constructor, so this constructor will get executed. Now I want to do what? I want to place an equivalent constructor to accept this reference variable. This is of class type. Okay, I need to place what equivalent constructor. How can I place the equivalent constructor? The name of the constructor is going to be what? Person itself. We know. Okay, So this is, we are passing original. Original is what type? What type? Person type, class type, right? So person. So I can keep any meaningful name reference, right? So when the when this constructor is invoked, it is just like we are passing this as a parameter. We are passing what? This as a parameter. Indirectly, we are passing this as a parameter to this, right? So this reference is identified by Ganesh 20 and 30. If you want to imagine this diagrammatically, very simple. Okay, you have the original constructor. So this is the original constructor, and this is what? Original. What are the values that was specified in this constructor? Name equal to what? Ganesh. Second one is what? Age equal to what? 20. And third one is what? Location equal to what? Chennai. Okay, the moment you do this, the moment you create this is a copy constructor. Okay, the moment you create the copy constructor, a constructor will be created, and this is what? The reference variable is going to be copy itself, right? And our job is to do what? Our job is to allocate the same values on the variables here. I want to copy all the values inside this object to this object, from the existing object to the new object. In order to achieve that, okay, I will fetch each value. I will fetch the Ganesh value, I will fetch the value 20, I will fetch the location Chennai, just by using this reference variable. What is that reference variable we have? Okay, this is a reference variable. I will say ref dot name, ref dot age, ref dot location. By using this reference variable, I will get the values of value inside the name, I will get the value inside the age, I will get the value inside the location of the person of the original object, because inside this original reference variable only we have Ganesh 20 and 30. Likewise, with help of this reference variable, I am going to get the value of name, age and location from the original object, and assign this to what? Transfer this to the class level instance variables. To do that, this dot name, this dot age, and this dot, what is it? Location. Done. Copy constructor has been created. Done. Okay, now if I print the values of the original constructor, system dot out dot println, okay, so original, okay, and if I print the value of the copy constructor, sorry, not this one, copy constructor, I should get the same values for the original as well as copied. Okay, so let me run this. Java C space person.java, compilation is successful, the cursor is blinking, Java space person. So Ganesh 20 Chennai, this belongs to original constructor, this is a copied constructor. Are we able to achieve the copy constructor? See, okay, the purpose of copy constructor is to, if you are making any changes in the copy constructor, it will not affect the original constructor. Likewise, if you are changing any values in the original constructor, it is not going to affect what? Copy constructor. Okay, after having these instructions printed, let me say that I am making some changes. This is for our observation. I am printing, changing, just for our observation, for the differentiation. Okay, what I am trying to do now, I am saying original dot location. So now Ganesh is going to change his location from his component Hyderabad. he has changed. So Ganesh has completed 1 year, so his age will get incremented to what? 21, right? From 20 to 21. Okay. The values are changed in the original constructor. So if you go back here and if you see, okay, I'm changing the values of age and the location to what? To 21 and Hyderabad. The changes will remain in the original constructor. It will not get replicated in the copied constructor. That is an advantage because two objects are there. Okay. What is the proof? Where is the proof? You look at the proof. Okay. Now let me print original. Let me print copy. Java C space person dot Java space person. See, original constructor previously when Ganesh was joining the company, 20, age is 20 and Chennai. And the copy constructor remains same as the original constructor. After making changes, after performing modification on the original constructor, the values are getting changed only in the original constructor, but the copy constructor as is having its same value. Those values are preserved. Don't you think so? Right? If you are not following this, if you are following any other procedure, the values will remain changed. For example, if you are making changes in this constructor, it will affect the copied constructor also. If you are making changes in the copied constructor, it will affect the original constructor also. Okay? There will be a bottleneck situation. If you do changes in the copied constructor, the changes will affect the original constructor or the vice versa. Okay, now if anyone is asking you what is the purpose of copy constructor, you can answer them like to create the original copy same as the original constructor. To create the copy same as the original constructor. First answer. Okay. Second answer is like it is going to allow deep copying. There are two types of copying: shallow copy and deep copy. We will understand this concept in the future topics in the cloning, in the example of Java objects cloning. Okay, for now, when I say deep copy, it means the changes in the original object will not affect the duplicated object. Shallow copy means the changes in the original object will affect the duplicate object. We will discuss about this future. To achieve deep copy, we use what? To achieve deep copy, we use what? Copy constructors. Right? First thing. Right, and one more advantages of the copy constructor is, let me give you one example. I don't know who is going to answer this. Let us take a variable, guys. I have a class A. Okay. Inside this class A, I am declaring a variable like string name equal to Ganesh. Okay, name equal to Ganesh, and public static void main string array box. Okay, now can you answer me? A obj, I'm creating an object for the Ganesh class. A obj equal to new A system dot out dot println. If I try to print fetch the value of obj dot name, what is output now? We all know the output. Okay, can you answer me? Can you guess the output? Guess the output. Make it fast. Ganesh. Very clear, very straightforward question. Output is going to be Ganesh. Object has been created. The object is going to save the instance variable. With the help of object reference, we are trying to access the instance variable. The output is going to be Ganesh. Do you need any explanation? Very simple, no? Output is Ganesh. Okay. Now, if you see, now if I do a modification, for example, the next line I am doing obj dot name equal to Ganesh B. I am just adding an initial. Okay. Now you tell me the output. If I run this code, what is the expected output? Can you guess? What is the output now? Answer everyone. This is an important point. Look at answer me. This is the question. Ganesh. What about others? Madhu, Darshini, Eta, Teja, Ganesh. No. Just think better, no? Java space, Java space save. Let me save this. Java space a dot Java space save. See, this is the output, Ganesh and Ganesh B. Don't you think so? Firstly, see guys, it's very simple. We need to take pen and paper and try. If you're not using pen and paper, finding the answer would be very difficult. Okay? So the object is being created for the class A. I used to tell every time when it finds a new keyword and object will be created and a reference variable will be assigned to this as an address. Okay, obj itself is a reference variable. Along with this, it is going to store the instance variables, right? What is instance variables that we have? Name equal to Ganesh. Name equal to Ganesh. This is the instance variables that we have. Okay. Now the control will be transferred to the second line. Okay, what we are doing? We are doing obj.name. Okay, what does it really mean? obj.name. So Ganesh will be displayed in the console. First, for the first system.out.println, Ganesh will be displayed in the console. Right? So the control will be transferred to next line. Now what we are doing obj.name equal to, we are reassigning the value of Ganesh to Ganesh B. Okay. This line says, from here we are accessing Ganesh, we are deleting this Ganesh and reassigning what? This Ganesh has been deleted and Ganesh B has been reassigned. Ganesh B has been reassigned. After this, again we are trying to print the name of the object. What is the latest value? Ganesh B, right? So we will get Ganesh and Ganesh B, right? Any difficulties here? That's why we got Ganesh and Ganesh B. Making sense? Good, Ganesh. Everyone who has answered Ganesh, making sense? Very simple. You are not using pen and paper. That's the point. Now my point here is, if I define this variable as a final, when I say final, okay, it means that there is a complete restriction. When you define the variable with the final keyword, final means it's final. Okay, look at the error that we get. We are getting cannot assign a value to the final. So it means, let me copy this. Observe this. Whenever the final keyword is used in front of a variable, in front of any Java variable or Java properties, once the value is assigned, it is always fixed. You cannot change this. Okay, if I try to compile by using this code, now I am not changing anything, I am just trying to access. When you access, no issues, Ganesh will be printed. But when you do modification, when you try to reassign the value, it will not allow you to change the value. Why it will not allow you to change the value? You are declaring the variable as final. Final means it is always final. This name will never be changed. Once it is declared, it will remain as it is declared. Making sense? That's why if I try to do any changes, it is not allowing me to do the changes. It is simply throwing an error. What? Look at this error. Cannot assign a value to the final variable. You cannot make changes. Are you understanding till now? Final keyword. This is the introduction to the final keyword. Everyone, Darshan is Madhu, Shweta, importance of final keyword. Yeah. Now you see one thing. Okay, sir, this is completely fine. You are saying final. It means it cannot be changed. Okay. And at the same time, you cannot copy also. You cannot do what? You cannot do, you cannot even do the copy also. What does it mean, copying? Okay, so let me do this one. Let me do this in the other way. This is our previous example, guys. Don't get confused. The previous example, I am declaring all the variables as final, final, final. Okay, all the variables has been declared as final. It means name is fixed, age is also fixed, location is also fixed. In the real time, name can be fixed, location can be fixed, but age cannot be fixed. But for our understanding, I am just defining these variables as declaring this variable as final variables. Okay, so till here no confusion. If till this no confusion. If I copy this, copying is what? Taking that value and reassigning those values to another object, right? Right? Do I get any error or not now? I hope you understand my question. Okay, okay, till here I am accessing the same object, no issues, because okay, this is the what I'm assigning Ganesh to the final variable. Okay, I am assigning 20 to the final variable. Okay, I am assigning Chennai to the final variable. Okay, what is the error that we are going to get now? Okay, cannot assign a variable to the final variable. Okay, now let me see. Let me show you one thing. The variables are assigned directly. Ganesh, okay, age 20, location. Sure. So Ganesh, name is Ganesh. Instead of using constructor, the variables are assigned directly. Ganesh, age 20, and what is it? Location is 30. Okay, let me remove this. Let me remove this. Let me remove this also. Okay, let me remove this also. Okay, now think and tell me. I am calling an empty constructor here. I am calling an empty constructor. The control will go here. Okay, after this, the control will come back, and I am printing the original value of this constructor. Now, what is the output usually? What are your thoughts now? Tell me. What is the answer now? Ganesh 20 Chennai, correct. Ganesh 20 Chennai. Even though the variables are final, we are not making any changes with respect to those variables. So the answer will remain protected. Okay, there will be no issues with the answer. How can I confirm this? Let me start. Java C space A dot Java. 1 minute. I did not save this. 1 minute. Let me save this. Original new person. Okay. OPJ.name. Where is it? Okay. Java C space person dot Java space person. Ganesh 20 Chennai, no issues. Now let me bring in the copy constructor. Okay, what is a copy constructor? That how to produce a copy constructor? Person copy equal to new person. I need to pass the this object as an argument. Okay, once this object is passed as an argument, person. Okay, this is what object type. So person type reference. Okay, so reference dot name, reference dot age, reference dot location. What is the output now? Answer me now. See, let me make some changes. Okay, now I am assigning a value to the final variable. See, this is the copy constructor. From this copy constructor, what I am doing, I am taking the values of name and taking the values of age. I'm taking the values of location. Okay, so these values are already taken. So now I am using what? Name equal to reference dot name is assigned to name itself. Reference dot age is assigned to age itself. Reference dot location is assigned to location itself. Okay, this dot name, this dot age, this dot location. Yeah, now you tell me the answer if I run this code. Let me share this code. Yeah, correct, Madhu. Error, we get error because of final keyword. Now try to do the tracing with this program. Just try to do the tracing behind the scenes with this program. Okay, I will give you 1 minute of time. Let me show the program. Okay, let me run this code. Final string name, final string age, where I am making a mistake, final string location. Okay, I have a normal constructor. Okay, let me remove this. Let me remove this. Let me remove this. String name, age, location, dot name equal to name, this dot age equal to dot location equal to Ganesh 20. Why no answers? Error because of final keyword. Okay, let me explain you this. Actually, I was doing some changes here. See, now focus here. It is very easy, very simple to understand. See, previously for the final variable Ganesh, if I try to do any modification, I was getting you cannot assign a value to the final variable name because the variable name is final. Okay. If I do the same thing by using copy constructor, you usually don't get that error. Okay, in order to keep this program simple, okay, let us do the tracing part for the better understanding. File, new, okay, this is the program. Let us separate the main method. Okay, this is the main method. Okay, now you see guys, the execution starts from the main method. Okay, even though if you look at this, even though the variables are declared as final, actually the final keyword says whenever any variable is declared as final, okay, you cannot perform any kind of modifications to that variable. You cannot perform what? You cannot perform any kind of modifications to that variable once the values are assigned. Okay, firstly we are trying to assign the values, okay, by using this person constructor, which is carrying three values as an argument. Argument 1 is what? Ganesh. Argument 2 is what? Age. And argument 3 is Chennai. Okay, the moment you call this constructor, the respective constructor will get invoked. Okay, so this is the exact constructor that is getting invoked, right? So the values will be assigned to the respective constructor. Ganesh will be assigned to name, and 20 will be assigned to age, and Chennai will be assigned to location. Okay, after having these values assigned, okay, this will be transferred to here. Ganesh will be transferred here, 20 will be transferred where? 20 will be transferred here, and Chennai will be transferred here. Okay, by with the help of this keyword, okay, we are using this keyword, this dot name, this dot age, this dot location. What does it really mean? Whenever this is used, the values that you are assigning here, because of this keyword, it will be transferred to the instance variables. So instance variables will be Ganesh, and what? Next one is what? The age is going to be 20, and location is going to be Chennai. Okay, now for this respective object, an object has been created because of this line. Okay, for this respective object, we have the values assigned to the respective variables. What are those values? Ganesh, 20, and Chennai. Assigned to which reference variable? Reference variable is what? Original reference variable. Okay, and we are trying to use the copy constructor to copy the values. That is the purpose. But the copy constructor stage, even you can also copy the variables that are declared as final. Even though the variables are declared as final, you can fetch those values by using copy constructor. How is that really possible? Okay, the control will go back to the place where it was previously called. The next line is going to print the value of what? The reference variable original. So the output is going to be Ganesh, 20, Chennai. After this, a copy constructor is created. A copy constructor is created. So what is happening? These values will be copied to this copy constructor call. Okay, from here the control will go to the copy constructor call. The same values will be assigned to the respective variables. Okay, so these are the variables of final keyword, but still, even though you use final keyword, you can do the copy, you can create the copy, there will be no issues. It says when you use copy constructor, it will not affect whether the keyword is final or not. You can still do the copy, you can still fetch the values from those, but from that particular object. Let me keep it here. Okay, this is the value. Okay, so this value, this copied value will be assigned to the respective variables once again because of this keyword. Ganesh will be assigned here. Okay, and 20 and Chennai will be assigned over here. After the assignation, there will be an object created for the copy variable, and the values are going to be what? The same values, Ganesh, 20, and Chennai, and the reference variable is what? Copy variable. Very simple. When you use final keyword for a variable without using any constructor, you cannot modify that variable or modify that value. But with the help of copy constructor, you can do such modification. So that is the takeaway. It's an advantage. If anyone is asking you what is the typical advantage of a copy constructor, you need to say that by using copy constructor, you can do what? The final variable value can be assigned directly through regular constructor or to the copy constructor by copying the value. The values can be copied, but you cannot do the same thing with the normal variable. Without using copy constructor, you cannot copy or you cannot perform any kind of modification by using the final variable. But same thing can be achieved by using what? Copy variable. Making sense? Confusion? Darshini is confused, I think. Madhu is confused, I think. Veta is very much confused, I think. Teja is an experienced candidate. You will not get any confusion. Madhu, Darshini is confusing. What about Madhu? You? Yes, Balaji means confusing or not confusing. Be specific with your answer. Confusing or not confusing. Say something. This is the conclusion of a little bit confusing. That's what I'm expecting. Only Chaitanya is clear with this. Okay. Let me give you another example. Very easy example this time. To avoid your confusion. Very easy example. Keep your minds open. Okay. It will be clear. Same value. I'm creating. I'm taking. See, for example, instead of Ganesh, let me take 10. This time, instead of string variable, I'm taking integer variable. Okay. Final int name 10. Okay. Let me take this as static. Why I'm taking this as static? Again, I'm introducing a new keyword, static keyword. When you use static keyword, object creation is not mandatory. We have already seen that. Okay. Now you tell me, when I access name, what is output now? What output it is going to give us? What is output now? Now answer this. Name is 10. What is output? Very simple question now. No? 10 is the output, right? 10 is the output. Very straightforward question. Java C space a.java. Java space 10 is the output. Okay. So this is the final variable. Okay, now what I am trying to do, I am taking another variable integer. So name. Okay, now I'm taking another variable. Okay, now I am saying integer b equal to now I say integer b equal to name. Okay, now I am trying to print b. Now what is the output? Think and tell me. Think and tell me the output. There are two system.out statement. Obviously, the first line is going to give us the value 10. No doubts about this first line. Okay. After this, I am declaring another variable, and the name of the variable is b, and I am assigning the value name itself. Okay, this name is representing 10. Now, what is output now? Hope you got my question. 10, 10. Some answers are 10, some answers are 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay. Now you try to focus, guys. 10, 10 is the answer. Okay. Now if you now you tell me. Now I am doing what? This is also fine. No issues. I am assigning the final value to a variable. No issues. Now you tell me integer, sorry, name equal to name plus 10. Okay. Now I am printing name. Now you tell me the answer. 10 20. What about others? 10 20. Okay, let me run this code. See, now it says cannot assign a value to the final variable name. So I have already said no. See, this is the name is the final. It means the value should always be 10. Okay, the value should always be 10 no matter what. Okay, here the value remains same 10. Here the value is not getting changed, but you are assigning this value to another variable. So here b is becoming 10. The value inside the name is remaining 10 itself, right? It is not getting changed. But the moment you try to change the variable of name, now I am saying name plus 10, 10 plus 10, which means 20 is getting reassigned to the name. Now we are doing the modification. We are trying to change the value inside the variable, which is final. It should always be 10. Don't you think so? You cannot perform any modification. If you do this, you are trying to change this value to 20. That is not possible. Making sense, everyone? Who has answered 10 20 10 20? Okay. The moment you declare the variable as final, you cannot perform any modifications. It is going to be same always. If you try to do any modification, you will get this error. What is saying clearly says you cannot assign a value to the final variable. Not possible. Right? Likewise, now you tell me, I'm saying name equal to name. Name equal to name. So what I'm doing the same thing. Let me remove this also. Okay. I am taking the name and I'm assigning it to the name itself. Now what is the answer now? What is the answer? Think and tell me. This is not going to give us any error. 10 will be displayed on the console. Now look at the right hand side. After the assignment operator, look at the right hand side. Right hand side says name. What is the equivalent value inside the name? 10. 10. We are assigning 10 to the name itself again. The value is same. Do we get error or we don't get any error? I hope you are getting my question. Error or no error? Madhu says 10. Okay, let us run this code, guys. We'll get. 1 minute. This is a different error. See what it says. Now your questions will be answered. See, cannot assign a value to the final variable. Now this process is what you are copying the same value and copying the value and doing the reassignation. This is also not accepted. This is the final keyword only. What compiler will think? You cannot use this and apply this to the same variable. This is also reassigning. It means even though the value will not change, but you try to perform a modification. This is called a copying the same value and assigning it to the same variable. Not possible. You cannot use this variable for any modification. The moment you place this variable to the left hand side of the assignment operator, it means the modification has been started even though the value remains same. It is called copying. Making sense? Everyone? Madhu, you said 10 10. Okay, both are not allowed. This is not allowed. You might be thinking, sir, value is not getting changed. No, why it is not allowed? This is impossible because new value 30 is going to get assigned. Likewise, so let us understand this in the diagrammatic representation. Okay. Okay, now you see, very simple. Okay, what is the integer name equal to what? This is the final variable, very much protected. Okay, this variable as what? Name equal to 10. It cannot be changed because of final keyword. What is a variable name? Name itself. Okay. The moment the execution starts, JVM main thread gets created. The first value itself says print the value 10. No issues. 10 will be printed. Okay. Now you see the compiler is finding an error. What it identifies, the name plus 10. Okay, let me remove this. Let us don't consider this for now. Let us assume that only we have this statement, name equal to name. Okay, so the name is getting modified as what? Internally 10 will be again getting changed to 10 itself, even though the value is same. Modification is happening internally, yes or no? It is the original value is getting touched, even though the new value is going to be same as the original value, but the modification is happening. That's why we are getting an error. Copying. Making sense, everyone? Right? The conclusion is what? Final variable cannot be modified or cannot be copied. Cannot be what? Can't be modified or can't be copied. But in the copy constructor, we are able to perform the copying. I mean, we are able to create the duplicates. Duplicate is nothing but what? Copying with the help of final variable. Don't you think we have achieved that by using the final variable? Okay, you need to revise this once again to understand this flow. Just keep in mind that final variable cannot be changed. Okay, usually final variables cannot be changed. You cannot touch the final variable. Once the value is assigned, it has to be like that only forever. Okay, there is a case where you can do the modification. Where you can do the modification? Copy constructor. That is an advantage. You may get a question what? You may get a question like, what are the advantages of copy constructor? Okay, if you have any final variable, you have an opportunity to modify that variable or copy that variable. In the what? In the copy constructor. Making sense? Yes, no, Madhu, Ganesh, Teja, Chaitanya, Sweta, Darshini. You want any other explanation? If you want, tell me, I will give another example, no issues. I want you to be clear with this copy constructor. This is the conclusion of the copy constructor. If you want any other example, I will give you. You want example or no? Yes or no? Yes means you want example, no means you don't want any example. Answer me. This is the conclusion. Okay, what about Darshini? You want any other example? Revise this once again, definitely you will get it. Your effort should be there. Without any efforts, okay, if you try to imagine the